Biggest trick in this AI era is not AI replacing you. It is a coworker who knows how to use AI replacing you. Let that sink in. Because AI is not just a tool, it is a multiplier. And when one person becomes 2 times faster on the same job, the same pay, the same title, leadership starts asking a quiet question. Why can't everyone perform like that? AI does not eliminate everyone. It only reshuffles the winners. So back to the Jordan story. So Jordan watches another teammate deliver twice the output using AI workflows. Jordan feels behind. AI creates the gap, but the power users pull ahead. So the question becomes, how do you close the gap? Obviously, it's not by memorizing the AI tool because the tools change. You close the gap by building AI literacy, and there are levels to it. Think of it like driving. You don't need to build the engine, but you need to know how to drive safely, efficiently, and confidently. Here are the 3 levels of AI literacy that separate power users from everyone else. Level 1 is the AI basics, and this is knowing what AI is, what it is good at, and what it is bad at. Level 2 is prompting and critique, and this is learning how to ask questions, test assumptions and test results, and verify sources. And level 3 is a workflow design, how to turn generative AI into a repeatable system, not just a one-off trick. I'm going to give you an example for each level using real workplace tasks. Level 1 is the AI basics. This is where most people stop. You often hear, well, I've tried ChatGPT. The basics isn't just using AI. It is understanding what to trust and what to question. Here's the simplest way to think about AI. AI is great at drafting. It's great at summarizing. It's great at pattern recognition. It's great at brainstorming. But it's weak at truth. It's weak with context. It's weak with accountability. And sometimes it makes things up confidently. So AI can sound right while being wrong. So a quick example. You ask AI, summarize this policy. AI gives you a quick summary, very clean, but misses a critical exception clause. If you don't know AI can overlook nuance, you'll forward the wrong guidance. So the level 1 skill is this. Use AI for speed, but never outsource your judgment. Level 2 is where power begins. And this is prompting and critique. Prompting is not ask a question. It is giving context. It is giving constraints and success definition, then verifying the output. Let's say you're asked to write a stakeholder update. A bad prompt example will be, write me an update. You obviously get a generic fluff. But a good prompt could be act as a project manager. Here's the context, 1, 2 to 3 sentences. Audience executives, tone, concise, format. I want 3 bullets with progress, risk, and next steps, and include owners and dates, then list assumptions and what you need to confirm. Now you're using AI like a junior assistant, but you'll still supervise. And then the critique step, this is a must-have because when you critique, you ask what's missing, what's risky, what needs verification, what would executives ask next. The prompt is the request. The critique is the leadership part, and that you should not outsource to AI. Now to level 3. Level 3 is the real separation. These are workflows. Power users don't use AI randomly. They turn repeated work into a repeatable system. Here's an example workflow anyone can use. Example workflow is a research to a summary and to your decision. Now, you paste your inputs and your source links. AI produces a summary plus key risk. AI produces the options A, B, and C. And you write a recommendation. That's the final output. And you send the decision memo. You save the template and reuse it every week. Now, this is why the coworker is 2 times faster, not because they are smarter, but because they are systemized. Prompts get you the answers. Workflows get you the leverage. Next, I'll give you my prompt stack. And this is a reusable template you can apply to research, to writing, to analysis, to stakeholder updates. So you stop trying AI and start using it like a pro. Most people think prompting is about asking the right question, and that is why they get generic outputs. Power users don't ask questions, they give briefs. So if you give a garbage prompt, you get a garbage output. If you give a strong brief, you get strong results. Here is a prompt stack I use across every task, and you can take a screenshot of this and use it as a template. Role: act as a storyteller, act as an engineer, act as an experienced marketer, act as an experienced brand manager. The context: here's a situation, 3 to 5 lines. Goal: the goal is to drive the executives towards making a decision. Constraints: the audience, you give what the audience is like, the tone, the length, the rules. Inputs: you paste your notes. It could be summary from previous meetings, the data, links to articles, or even bullet points. And then you describe how you want your outputs to be. Bullet points, table, memo, or even slides, and so on. Finally, you give a rubric. A good answer must include XYZ. You verify the step. List assumptions, uncertainties, and sources to confirm. An example, and this is an example for research. Your manager says, give me a quick brief on this topic today. Here's a simple prompt stack. Regardless of the topic, your manager has given you an assignment to deliver a brief on. You act as a research analyst. That's the role. Context: I am preparing a brief for a manager. The audience is busy. Summarize the key points and what they mean. Constraints: maximum of 150 words. 5 bullets, no fluff. Inputs: here are my notes. You supply your notes, sources or links or data, you paste them. And then format: 1 sentence summary plus 5 bullets plus 2 risk. Rubric: must include key facts, implications, and risks. And verify is a list assumptions and what must be validated. Now you don't just get a summary, you get a brief you can send plus a checklist of what to confirm. This is very important. You get a checklist of what to confirm so you don't embarrass yourself. Example 2, an executive update. This is career gold, actually. Most people write long updates. Executives don't read novels. So we use prompt stack for clarity. Act as a project manager, writing for executives. This is a weekly update for leadership. That's a context. Goal: to drive alignment and decisions. Constraints: no more than 90 seconds on the tone must be crisp. Inputs: this is a progress document, these are the risks, and these are the decisions that are needed. Format: 3 bullet points: progress, risk, next steps, owners, and dates. The rubric must include 1 decision ask. Flag any info that could change the message. Now, this makes you look like a leadership material because you're not just reporting the tasks, but you're managing the outcomes. And a third example, and this is also a real workplace example, you're asked to deliver a decision memo. And this is where you become valuable really fast. A decision memo turns chaos into clarity. So an example is tell AI to act as a strategy analyst. That's the role. And we need to choose between options for project so, and so. And then the goal is present options and a recommendation. Constraints: 1 page maximum, business-friendly language. Inputs: here are the constraints. You give the budgets, the timeline, the risk, and then you give the format of how you want this decision memo to look like. Decisions to make, options A, B, C, pros and cons, risk, recommendations plus Y, next steps plus owner. And the rubric must clearly recommend 1 option. List key assumptions and what data would change the recommendation. Now you're not just doing the work, you are helping others decide. That's how you become the coworker who moves faster without cutting corners. AI will help you draft, but you still have to bring judgment. That's the power combo. Now that you have the prompt stack, in my next video, the next step is turning it into a proof of work, AI portfolio. So employers and managers don't just hear you're good with AI, they can see it. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please hit the subscribe button right now and subscribe. Like and share this channel with anyone that you think can benefit from it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.